Officer of the West Africa Examination Council, WAEC, John Kapi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are we doing?
Very well, thank you.
So first off, let me pick your general observation of the 2023 WASSCE results. What do you make of this in comparison to the previous year?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners. Generally, we would say that there has been an improvement in the performance, especially with social studies. In fact, in all the subjects, the core subjects in particular, there have been some upward performance on the part of the candidates. So I would say that the candidates have done well.
Right. Now, that notwithstanding, some challenges were recorded. Now, I'm seeing 839 candidates whose results have been cancelled for possession of mobile phones in the examination halls. What strategies were deployed to unearth or to uncover some of these tricks, if I can put it that way, by candidates?
Right. So mandatorily, every candidate before they walk into the examination hall is supposed to be searched. That is one. Then two, we also had metal detectors, which enable some of our inspectors to detect mobile phones that are concealed on the persons or the bodies of some of our candidates. There were others also. In the course of examinations, they step out, and when they return, you find them a bit fidgety. And when you get closer, you realize that they have something that they're not supposed to possess in the examination hall. So basically, these are the ways by which we're able to detect some of these mobile phones on the part of the candidates.
Well, there were other malpractices as well. If you can run us through how these were also detected.
Right. So you realize that we have 3,647 candidates whose subject results have been cancelled. These are candidates on whom we found prepared notes. Some had some little pocket revision books that they sneaked into the examination hall. There were others also who had some assistance from people outside, because you realize that they were very well written out and handed over to the candidates. These were found on them in the course of the examination. So that explains why we have these 3,647 candidates whose subject results have been cancelled. Now, for those whose subject results have been withheld, these are infractions detected in the course of the marking exercise. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough time between the time of completion of marking and the release of the results. That explains why we have withheld those ones for further investigations.
These 235 schools whose results have been withheld for collusion and the use of artificial intelligence generated answers. This obviously is a new trend that has been detected. If you can run us through how these were detected or identified, and then going forward, how we're hoping to address some of these.
Right. So with the artificial intelligence case that we've reported, I can give you one example where a candidate probably, I would guess that he typed in the question, and then the response was that I am not familiar with the term you have used. And the candidate reported this, wrote the same thing in his answer booklet. I cannot detect the word you have used, Now, so this is a clear indication of the use of AI. Now, previously, we used to have candidates going in with mobile phones expecting that they could take snapshots of the questions, take them out, get them solved and brought back to them. These trends are still ongoing, but one additional trend is the use of this AI, and that is becoming a challenge. This is the first time we've detected this thing, and so we want to have a collaboration with the Ghana Education Service where there will be a strict adherence to the rule about the use of mobile phones in second cycle institutions.
What level of investigations are going to go into this issue, particularly on the AI? Because we need to be sure, verify, ascertain whether or not they were using mobile phones in the exam hall, or questions were intercepted before, and for that reason they went into the hall with already prepared answers.
Well, I would say that we have monitored all the rogue websites that were publishing the questions that we had put out there. Now, our investigations and even some reports that we have received from national security indicate that all the questions that were found online were put out there after the commencement of the examination. And the suspicion is that these questions were out there, I mean, after the supervisors or invigilators or even examination candidates had taken snapshots of them and put them out there seeking assistance. Now, with the kind of AI responses that we've come across, these are things that our chief examiners have looked at. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to have the candidates come and defend themselves. We're going to put it out to them. This is what we detected, and we expect that they would also come out and tell us whether indeed the allegations we are making are true or not.
How concerned is the council regarding the use of AI in the examinations?
We are very much concerned because at this level, we expect that candidates would do independent work. Even at all levels of our academic ladder, we expect that we will exhibit whatever we have learned in order that will be certificated on that basis. Now, if the candidates at this level are beginning to adapt or to apply artificial intelligence, then that is quite alarming, because then we cannot look into a bright future as far as education in Ghana is concerned.
Mr. Kapi, the results of 1,005 schools, the entire results of, candidates rather, I beg your pardon, were cancelled. Right. What were some of the offenses they must have engaged in, and what is expected to happen next?
No, the 1,005 are part of those that we have withheld. We've not cancelled them. We are still going to investigate. So it is only when we've investigated that we can tell whether they will be cancelled or not. The ones we've cancelled are the 3,647 candidates, and then also the 839 who came in with mobile phones.
Right. How long is this investigation expected to take? Because these candidates, after completing the senior high level, are expected to progress into the tertiary level.
Well, usually we send out, we have the contacts, so we send SMS to every single candidate, and then we tell them where we want to meet them and at the time we want to meet them. Now, the speed with which we will conclude this depends on the availability of the candidates to respond to the allegation that we have against them. If you recall, when we released the BEC, we put out there that we wanted to meet with the candidates. As we speak, we also have a little below 800 who did not avail themselves. This list was published in the dailies, hoping that they would see them and then avail themselves. We would have a chat with them, and if we have to release, we will release, and if we have to cancel, we'll cancel. So it all depends on how soon the candidates will be available, but obviously not before the beginning of the new year.
All right, John Kapi, thank you so very much, sir.
You're welcome.
We wish you well.